We're here with Mike Posner. He's ready to come back out. You guys want to give a big round of applause for Mike Posner. What's poppin'? Oh, there you go.
Is it on? Yo.
Yeah, we're rolling.
What up, though?
How'd that feel, performing your songs here on stage for everyone?
It felt great. I hope it was okay for you guys. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I like to do. Honestly, better at that than this. So probably should have done this first. Live and you learn.
You live and you learn. Yeah, it was a very emotional performance. I've never seen you live before, and I didn't know that, I didn't know you can play the guitar. First of all, that's my bad. But you play so well.
It's not
and
too bad.
No, you were really good. And I saw some tears in the audience too. If you really sit down and listen to his lyrics, it gets deep. It gets really deep. We're used to, seeing you in the flashy music videos and all that stuff, but now it seems like you're very stripped down. How did that transition happen? Where was this, turning point for you?
I think it's a pretty big disconnect, like you said, between who people think I am and who I actually am. Probably because my most popular songs are remixes. So they're like different interpretations of the original piece I made. And I love them. They're great remixes. But they're more popular than my original stuff. So people have sort of an idea that's maybe different than what I am. But it's okay.
Yeah, how does that make you feel, knowing that even though you have these songs, your remixes are what people know you as? Are you trying to change that perspective? What's the word?
Perspective.
Perspective of yourself.
I just am. You just live. You just try to be yourself and live life. And look, it's not a problem unique to me. I'm sure as you go through your day, people have an idea of you that's different than who you really are. Everyone deals with that. So maybe more people have an idea of me than you, but it's the same feelings we all deal with. So I don't think I'm really unique or anything. I'm just out here doing the best I can and just trying to write the best songs and put them out, share them.
Yeah, you're killing it. Something unique that I was looking up about you is that you live in a van now.
Technically, yeah, okay. Technically. I used to live in LA and I just, got sort of tired of it, and I took off in early May.
What did you get tired of in LA specifically? The girls? You're like, nah, they're cool down there.
No, I mean, look, it's just I felt caught in my routine, of routines are great, they're productive, but you also can get caught in them. And every once in a while, we all have a way we self-identify, and so every once in a while I like to sort of push myself out of my comfort zone. It's who are you when you live in this van in the mountains in Colorado? No one knows who you are there. You can't rely on the fact you had some hit song 2 years ago. Then who are you? I like putting myself in that kind of situation.
Yeah, because I feel like if I were to see you in the street out somewhere, I wouldn't recognize you now, 100%. I think that's so cool that you're reinventing yourself and you're trying something different. Are you excited for this new change? How does it feel?
I just feel like myself. Mm-hmm. It's more new for everyone else, I guess, because, look, I mean, for a lot of people, last time they saw or heard me was when I put out I Took a Pill in Ibiza, which was written almost 5 years ago, and then became popular maybe 3 years ago. So even when it came out, it was already who I was 2 years before that. You see what I'm saying? So it's just sort of a name of the game when you have my job. Everything is a little backdated. Even my new album, when it comes out, it's the songs are written a while ago. So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like myself.
Mm-hmm. And I've seen that you've been dabbling in a few different things. You have a podcast.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that and what's been, what's one of your favorite podcasts that you have, one of your episodes?
I started the podcast because I was going on a bunch of spiritual endeavors, spiritual seeking endeavors, and at some point I realized I was just doing those. It was my new Rolex. You know, other people get Rolex to show off. I was like going on a retreat, and I could say I did that, and I'm like, now I'm better than you somehow. I realized I was doing that in my head. So I thought, whatever you take away, like, you know, I spent some time at like a monastery in Solitude. Like whatever I take away from that, I want to share with others because they may not have the opportunity to do so. You know, you have a family or kids or a job, you can't just, you know, like this summer I did 12 days in Solitude. You're just completely alone. And yeah, it's just like a privilege to be able to do that. And I just wanted to share the things I was learning. And I'm not saying I know everything because I don't, but just shared a little tidbits that were helping me along. And the second part of your question was, what's my favorite episode? Probably the two favorites is a tie. There's one that I did about the first time I spent a week alone, like all the way alone, where I didn't see another person or no phone, no.
Where were you?
I was at a monastery in Colorado, a Buddhist monastery. And they sort of put you up in this cabin. There's no running water. There's no electricity. All that's just like camping, but most notably is no human interaction. There's no one there with you. There's no teachers, no video. You're just alone, like for 7 whole days. So that episode about that, I think was good.
What did you take away most from being alone for a week? I don't know anyone.
Podcast.
Ah, come on, bro.
No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Hit me. That's the most annoying. It's like the number one thing. Like when someone's like on a book tour or something, and they ask them a question like, "Gotta read the book." Yeah. It's like, no, dude. Dick.
So you can tell us?
Yeah. Well, I didn't listen to the rest of your question though.
No, just what was the one thing that you took away from that? Like, what was
it was way more than one. It's way more than one. But I mean, like the first one, you get there, you sit down, and you like unpack your stuff. It's just like a cabin the size of this stage, right? And you like get your stuff out, and you know, I wanted to find out who I was when I wasn't working on anything, when I didn't have a goal. Like, who are you then? And so I sit down to meditate, and like immediately my brain started making up goals for me to achieve. Like, you need to organize all the things in the kitchen of this cabin and put the spice things in like alphabetical order. It's like, okay, and then it was like, you need to run up the hill 3 times for exercise.
Like you were giving yourself tasks.
No, my brain was giving me tasks.
Okay.
Which I know it sounds like semantics, but I think is an important distinction because it's just making things up for me to do that. The real me, I don't actually care about the spices. And it made me think about how much of my life am I just making up goals I don't actually care about just because I'm scared to be still. And Blaise Pascal, I think, said all the humankind's problems come from the fact that man cannot sit alone quietly in a room. And this is true. You know, if you could just be quiet with yourself, like you wouldn't have so much drama, you know?
I love that. So now, what is your plan now? You have your song out that we play here on Wild 94.9. We love the song. And you have some other songs in the work. You said you're working on an album.
I'm done with it. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, like artists do it different ways. A lot of artists, you know, maybe do like half an album or maybe even just one song and put it out and, you know, see if it, I guess, like people like it or not. And they have sort of a dialogue with the audience, I suppose. I don't like to do it this way at all. I finished the whole album. And as long as it takes, you know, I usually write for at least a year without, you know, just writing songs. And so I have like, you know, at least 50 songs. And then pick the best ones, record them, produce them. And I finish the whole thing. And then I'll put the first one out. So my album is done as of now.
Is it coming out soon?
Yeah. It would come out probably early next year. Yeah.
Is it more stripped down, or what is the sound of the album this time?
It's incredible. I'm really proud of it. Yeah. No, it's not stripped down. It's made with computers as well as instruments.
Okay, cool. So we'll get like a pop-in sound too.
Yeah.
Sure,
Definitely.
Sure.
My last album I did more organic. Like it was me and a band in the studio. We recording like we're playing the song together. Like boom, that's the take. You know, we got it. this one, I didn't want to do this one like that. I wanted to make hard beats with my sort of like songs that you heard earlier, my more like folky songs, and see what happened.
Cool, cool. And I got to ask a personal question. How are you doing with the ladies? You taking back to the van or what? I mean, I wouldn't be mad if it's a nice van, if it's clean, like he got his own place. You know, I live at home with my mom, so I can't take boys there. Never.
Yeah, not really, nah.
You'll cash out for a hotel or something. All right, let's get to these winner questions, okay? The AT&T Thanks app winners. Oops, there's one question. I'll grab that. The first question says, what are some of your passions outside of music?
Frisbee. And,
You got a mad arm?
reading.
Oh, nice. What do you like to read?
All different. I like biographies, autobiographies. I like fiction. Yeah, those two are probably the most things I read.
Do you watch YouTube at all? I'm like a big YouTube fan.
Yeah, but try not to too much.
It's not your thing, or?
Well, it just sort of like kind of grabs you, doesn't it? And you're
Yeah.
like, wow, 2 hours passed. What happened?
Yeah, you get into this like dark hole of YouTube. And you're like, how did I get to this video?
Yeah. And then I say like thirdly, like we talked about already, or I'm a big meditator. I meditate twice a day, every day, and then sometimes longer. And I take a Sabbath day, 1 day a week. It doesn't always have to be the same day, but there's 1 day a week where like I take it all the way off. Like my phone doesn't go on the whole day. I don't do any work. I don't do any travel.
If my man did that, I'd be like, where you at? No, you're not texting me all day, but.
That's probably why I'm single.
Who is she? The next question from our AT&T Thanks app winner asks, what's your most embarrassing moment?
Which one?
Any come to mind?
Yeah, but I'm not telling this first one.
You can tell the first one.
No.
There's just a few people in here. No one's watching.
It's not about my embarrassment. It's about like the other people in the story that didn't say I could tell the story. Let me think of some other ones. Yeah, I mean, this all like involves like kind of famous people that like I don't feel comfortable saying. Just like me being an idiot, like messing stuff up, and like yeah.
Yeah. Someone else in the audience asked, any collabs on your next album that you can let us know about?
No.
Dang it! You guys never want to tell us.
No.
What's your favorite song that you've written?
You know why though? It's
No.
like we have like, so you're like you're putting an album out, right? And there's like, you want people to hear the album, right? So unless you're like really famous, like Drake, or some Drake can just like put an album out, and like everyone's like, oh, a new album. It's like me, I've like been in a van for a year, and like,
And we're not mad at that.
people don't know I exist anymore. So it's like I have to make like a rollout plan of like, first I put the first song out, you guys play it, then like later I'll like announce like the release date of the album, then I'll like announce the track listing, and it's like I think I'm just like I'm milking it, right? It's like yeah.
I got you.
That's what's happening.
So you're gonna give us that anticipation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know it's very silly, you know, but I guess this is what we're doing.
That's fair. I really like this question. Out of all your songs, what's the favorite one that you've written and why?
My favorite song so far is I just sang it a little earlier. It's called "How It's Supposed to Be." It's coming up on the next record. I think it's just my favorite so far.
Which one was that one? What were some of the lyrics?
I don't even really want to say them like that. Yeah.
It's okay. Oh, it was the person saying to me. Yeah, I loved that one.
You don't know we ever
Yeah,
returned
it was so good. Yeah,
No
they were all
way.
so good. Yeah, that one.
Loved it.
Thanks so much for kicking it with us here at the AT&T THANKS Sound Studio here in San Francisco. Again, my name is Crystal Rosa with Mike Posner.
Thank you.
Let's give it up one more time.